Hello and thanks for joining us on Abilene Midday. I'm Kelsey Pittman in for Joni McKinnon.
And I'm Grant Osterud.
Before we get to the weather, Grant, let's look at what's coming up on Abilene today. Mayor Anthony Williams urging city council members to sign an affidavit after sensitive information leaked to the media. And Americans will soon be able to check hospital websites for a price list of items and services they provide. But first, Grant, let's take a look at that weather.
Let's take a look out there right now. This morning we started out pretty chilly across the big country, and we're still remaining only in the 30s still here in Abilene, 37 degrees on the thermometer. We've stayed sunny so far this morning, but looking off to the west, we're seeing a few more clouds out there, but we'll still hang on to sunny skies through the day. It's still below freezing out in Snyder, 31 out there. 33 in Sweetwater. Almost everyone across the big country is still in the 30s at this hour. It's 40 out in Breckenridge, but with that wind, it's going to make it feel even colder. It still feels like 20 degrees out in Snyder. Even here in Abilene, it still feels like the 20s. And unfortunately, we're going to be hanging on to that cool air most of today, so keep that jacket handy.
Well, that's not good for some people, but some people might be happy about it.
At least we have sunshine.
Now let's take a look at your local news this morning. An Abilene man accused of touching himself inappropriately in the parking lot of a local grocery store has been arrested. James Holler was taken into custody at United on the 900 block of North Willis Street just before 1 p.m. Thursday. An arrest report states an officer off duty arrived at the store, observed Hollers touching himself inappropriately while inside his car in the parking lot. Hollers is being held in jail on a $5,000 bond. And in more local news, Mayor Anthony Williams is urging city council members and certain employees to sign an affidavit after an email consisting sensitive information was leaked to the media. In a correspondence between all 7 city council members, the city manager, and city attorney, discussion was made over severance packages given to the Abilene former animal service director and the zoo director, both of whom resigned during unrelated investigations which began last month. It's currently unknown where the leak came from. We go now to a story out of Cisco where the Texas Rangers are investigating a death. A spokesperson for the Texas Department of Public Safety confirmed the investigation is taking place but did not disclose the nature of the death or the location of where it occurred. We are working to get additional information from the investigators. Check back in with BigCountryHomepage.com for the latest. And Americans will soon be able to check hospital websites for a price list of items and services they provide. It all begins on January 1st when a federal rule requires hospital transparency goes into effect. The goal is to allow consumers to know the cost of everything from Band-Aids to heart surgery before seeking medical treatment. However, some consumers advocates say it will still be difficult to know the exact price of hospital services because of insurance, deductibles, and other factors. Abilene Regional Medical Center releasing a statement saying, in part, Abilene Regional Medical Center knows that quality, affordable health care is important to our patients. Our goal is, and always has been, to help patients get the care they need, and we want them to understand their financial responsibilities and their payment options available to them, end quote. And continuing our coverage this morning, it now looks like the partial government shutdown will definitely last until 2019. Congress is closing the week with a resolution in sight over the issues holding up an agreement. Trump's demands for money to build a border wall and Democrats' refusal to give him what he wants. Both the House and Senate adjourned Thursday, not making a headway at all solving the shutdown.
The House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. on Monday, December 31st.
After less than 7 minutes in session, Congress is effectively done working for the year with no movement on a shutdown solution, no urgency, and no optimism.
I don't see a scenario where the government opens back up until a new Congress is sworn in.
At this point, it looks like we could be in for a very long-term shutdown.
That's a problem for people like Emily Garris, whose husband is in the Coast Guard and won't be getting paid on Monday like he expected.
Well, if this stretches on, into next month, it'll definitely be an issue for my family. My husband is the, major provider for our family.
Her family and thousands of others caught in the middle as the president digs in on that demand for money for a border barrier, blaming Democrats for obstruction, with the White House blasting them for not getting on board.
We're stuck. It's a matter of principle for the president.
Top Democrat Chuck Schumer firing back, His spokesperson saying for the White House to try and blame anyone but the president for this shutdown doesn't pass the laugh test.
The one thing that we should all want to do, no matter what our political philosophy may be, is to keep the lights on.
In this shutdown stalemate, a focus on the border. And that's where Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen will be today. She's traveling there after the death of Felipe Gomez Alonso, an 8-year-old boy from Guatemala. He died in New Mexico in the custody of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. His mother, devastated, explaining her son and his father were trying to escape poverty by making their way to America before both were apprehended. Gomez Alonso is the second child to die in U.S. custody in less than a month. CBP now says it's reviewing its policies related to children under 10 and adding secondary medical screenings for all kids in its care.
All right, Grant, our weather turning much colder today. What kind of weather can we expect heading into the new year?
Well, Kelsey, as we head into New Year's Eve, things going to turn a little bit more seasonal for this time of year as temperatures will make it into the 50s out there. In fact, 56 degrees is our average high for the end of December. However, as we head into New Year's Day, a cold front's going to push through. That's going to send temperatures falling, feeling very cold out there, only making it into the 30s. As we look on satellite and radar, we're actually seeing a bank of clouds push in from the west right now, and that may bring us additional cloud cover as we head into the afternoon, part of an overall larger weather system bringing snow from New Mexico up into the Panhandle, where even Amarillo got a little bit of measurable snow this morning. There is a winter weather advisory in effect from El Paso through New Mexico and up into the Panhandle, including the city of Amarillo. Even a blizzard warning in effect for Albuquerque right now. Now here in the big country, we're going to see mostly sunny skies, but increasing cloud cover as we head into the evening. Temperatures will be staying cool today, so keep that jacket handy, and we'll already be near that freezing mark by 9 o'clock tonight as temperatures get ready to fall into the 20s overnight. I'll show you the cold air that will be sticking around and a chance for rain this weekend coming up later. Kelsey?
Thanks, Grant. Here's what's coming up on Abilene Midday. Raphael Seth takes a look at this movie's releases, including Vince and Stan and Ollie. That's coming up after the break.